We're here at South County Lexus in Mission Viejo talking with Dave Gee, who's the service director here, and tonight is a very special event because it's New Owner Appreciation Night. New owners are invited down, and Dave, I understand you're going to teach them a bit more about cars.
New owners as well as new customers. So if you're a 100,000 mile Lexus owner, you bring your car in for the first time, we're going to invite you back in. We set this event up in our shop, which is the whole core of what we do, inviting our clients into the shop. We think it sends the right message. We let them speak with the technicians directly. Too many times with brand new cars, there's a lot of stuff going on with these new cars, so we get them back in here about a month later, kind of go through the car again for them. We show them how the shop works. Heck, we even demonstrate how we do a brake job for them so they can see the difference between maybe what might happen out there in the aftermarket versus how we do things here in the store. We blow up an airbag. We get to show people some fun stuff. Yeah.
As you can imagine, a community like ours has about a 10% turnover every year, so a lot of people are moving into Laguna Woods Village who may have purchased their Lexus at another dealership. Your idea is to get them to come down here and check you out.
We try and do things as if we were the client. I was a client here in 2002. I remember what it was like to be that client. That's what we try and do, one customer at a time. Real simple stuff.
So somebody drives in with their car, they're greeted by somebody who helps them out of the car, and then they meet with one of your employees. What's the process then?
Well, they speak with the service consultant, but one of the problems that dealerships have had over the years is we insulate customers from the technician, who is a person they trust. That's why they come here to begin with. So we break down those barriers. We take the sign off the wall that says insurance companies prohibit you from coming back here. We let them speak with the technician directly. We let them go in the shop, see the car personally. We do a lot of those things just as if the customer themselves was talking to their own mechanic. That's what we try and do.
One of the problems for most people is if they're going to leave their car here for a day or two, they're going to have to call a friend, call a spouse, call one of their kids to get picked up. You've solved that problem too.
If this was a Toyota dealer, you wouldn't have loan cars. We have 120-something plus loan cars. We can facilitate anyone's needs. That's why we don't have those busy, crazy Saturdays where everybody's waiting in line. A lot of folks have had to deal with that over the years. We don't do that.
One of the things about Lexus that's so good is they were built right the first day one out of the gate. They were a great car. So people think they're very reliable, which they are. People sometimes maybe don't get them in when they should for that maintenance. How do you remind them?
You know, especially as Lexus builds newer cars that are more sporty, you have to do things like tire rotation. You have to be conscious of your brake pad thickness. There are things that has to be maintained at least every 5,000 miles. We just simply educate them with our new owners events at the very beginning, like we're doing tonight actually, and then from that point forward, we just have a good every 5,000 mile conversation with them.
You have a great staff of technicians. How do you keep them current?
Every month I have 3 or 4 guys on a consistent rotation going out to Lexus school here, which is in Irvine, and we keep them current. It's not just a Lexus technician is trained one time. They are continually trained over and over.
Right. What's the most important thing for a service? Is it tire rotation? Is it oil changes? What's the most important service thing?
Trust.
Trust.
Really simple, trust.
Okay.
You got to trust the guys who are working on your car. We take pictures, we publish the pictures to the customers so they can see if they're not able to see the car themselves. We really are focused on credibility. And we know that sometimes in the car business, you don't have a lot of credibility at other independent shops. We try and rebuild that through the use of pictures, inviting people into the shop, letting them speak to their technician directly. It's a very neighborhood philosophy.
Although people that can afford a Lexus obviously can afford a good car, but sometimes people want to cut corners and go someplace else for service. Is that a risk?
Well, let's put it this way. You can go to Costco and buy tires, but
Yes.
You have guys making $10 an hour putting your tire sensors back on your car. And we fix those cars back in here all the time. So we just think that let the guys who are trained to do it right the first time. Our prices are very competitive. We always check other dealerships' pricing to make sure that we're the least expensive alternative. And so we're on the cutting edge on that.
Well, Dave, thank you very much. Folks, a unique opportunity down here at South County Lexus and a great approach to service. Much different than most dealerships. I think you ought to check it out if you have a Lexus car.